we're fixing up a nice apartment here. We're putting up a nice new Allen Roth light here in the country I was born in. We use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare or the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a 110, 120 volt switch loop or on a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So I'll show you how to wire and install this new light, and I'll show you the instructions at the end. I just got a nice new pair of Klein wire strippers, and if you look closely here on the left-hand side, just above my thumb, it's made here in the country I was born in. That's a nice thing to see. Okay, so we first will put our bracket up here to put our box onto. So we're going to look at our fixture, see if we put the brackets on this way or this way. So we have to put them on this way. Make sure the screws are not hitting our wires. Okay. Close our loop there. Okay, so we have our ground, our black which is live, our white which is neutral. Okay, so we put our ground wire around our ground wire here. We'll wrap it around. Get our copper even at the end like that. Take our wire nut. Okay, now we can push our ground wire back into our box here. Get our insulation even at the bottom. We'll wrap our strands around our solid wire like that. Get the copper even at the end and our insulation even at the top. Put our wire nut on, make sure insulation goes into the bottom of the wire nut. Again, we'll get our copper even, insulation even at the bottom here. Get our strands, wrap them around our solid wire like this. Get our copper even at the end. Get our insulation even at the bottom and our copper even at the top. Put our wire nut on, make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. Make sure it's nice and tight. Take our little knobs off here. Now you can put it on the box like this or like this, and we want it up and down. So we'll put it in like our wires into our box. And we'll just straighten it like that. Let's put our little knobs on here. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. Take our plastic ring off here. The porcelain part is threaded here. You hold the ring like this, put the glass up here like this, and now we'll go do our second one. Okay, we're going to put up our second one here. And the two screws that center on the box. Okay, make sure our copper is under the screw head all the way around. So we'll wrap it around where the copper even at the end. Make sure our wire nut grabs everything. Take our black wire, get our insulation even at the top like this, bring our strands down, we'll wrap them around, see our copper even at the end and our insulation even at the top, put our wire nut on, make sure insulation is up inside the wire nut. The insulation even at the top like that. Wrap our strands around. Get the copper even at the top. We want our insulation even at the bottom, so I'm going to clip a smidgen off of this here. Now our insulation is even at the bottom and our copper even up here at the top. Put our wire nut on. Make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. Hey, put them in the box like that. Get our light fixture sitting on our box. Feels nice and make sure no wires are pinched anywhere. Give it a little twist to make it straight. Now we can put our globe on. And you just hold this like this. And we are all done, and I'll show you the instructions. Peace. Thanks for watching.